Hello, this is Michaela Kinsler here, and I will be your critic for the book The Lions of Little Rock by Kristen Levine. So first of all, I thought this book was great. Although there were a few flaws, the suspense and uncertainty of the book made up for all of it. Now, this recommendation is coming from someone who tends to enjoy reading historical fiction books specifically related to segregation in schools. If you think any of this is boring and would rather go read something like the Harry Potter series, then do not even attempt to try and enjoy this book. I'm telling you from the start, if you would rather read a book about slaying dragons or mythical creatures taking over the world, then this book will not entertain you whatsoever. Now, for those of you who like historical fiction novels, you will absolutely love this book. It's from the perspective of a young girl named Marley who is trying to conquer segregation in schools to keep her best friend by her side. She goes through multiple hardships to finally reach her goal of being able to have a friendship with Liz, who is an African-American girl who befriends Marley when no one else will. Like I said, if you mostly read historical fiction novels, then The Lions of Little Rock is a great book filled with suspense and a touching solution to the problems that arise during the book. Now let's get the worst out of the way and talk about the cons. This book was not badly written at all, but when it comes to feeling the emotions that you should have felt, I was somewhat disappointed. Here's a passage so you can see what I mean. Betty Jean opened the back door and held it open, gesturing for her husband to go inside. But then we suddenly heard a car pull up in front of the house. We all froze. There was a crash and the sound of breaking glass, a screech of wheels driving off, and then an explosion. Okay, so basically the entire book was building up to this moment when Red, a character in our book, who was a racist, had 2 sticks of dynamite and threatened to blow up Liz's house. The author did a wonderful job of keeping up the suspense before Red blew up the home, but then once it comes to the moment when Red finally does blow up the house, all she could say about it was, and then there was an explosion. I don't know about you, but I was hoping for a little more drama involved in this part of the book. I mean, no one got hurt, and there was not a whole lot of damage done to the home according to the book. What really made me disappointed, though, is after this scene in the book, all the characters go back to their normal lives. I would think when someone threatens to blow up your house, and then actually does it, you would be somewhat mentally damaged from it. These people didn't even seem to be the slightest bit affected from the scenario that had occurred. To me, their reactions did not seem realistic at all. I was hoping for a little bit more effort from the author to describe these emotions everyone was feeling, because I really did not feel them at all when I think I should have. No hard feelings, Kristen Levine, but this part kind of stunk. Okay, so you've just heard what I thought was not so great about the book, The Lions of Little Rock, and now you get to hear what I thought was spectacular about the book. In this story, you have to follow multiple different backgrounds from other characters in the book, which I thought was really neat and interesting to follow throughout the story. So first of all, you have the situation with Red threatening to blow up Liz's home. The general outline to this part of the book is Red finds a box of dynamite in the woods and attempts to blow up Liz's house with it. You also have an issue between Marley and her sister Judy. Judy's school has closed down since African American students were trying to enroll there. So this leads to Judy having to leave her sister to live with her grandmother so she can have an exceptional education. There are also other backgrounds you have to follow, such as Liz and Marley's friendship, as well as Betty Jean, Marley's maid, having troubles with her son Curtis going to jail simply because a racist blamed him for a crime he did not do. Near the end of the story, all these separate stories come together to create a great ending to the book, which I really enjoyed. How the author wrote this story was unique and made it so much more better. Finally, let's discuss how I felt about the book in general. I really thought this book was well written, had a few twists here and there, and also gave me a better understanding of what segregation in schools was like back then. Although, like I said before, the author did a poor job of explaining how the characters felt in the book, and the characters' reaction to the bombing of the house was unrealistic and not dramatic enough. So if you are a historical fiction lover, I would probably rate this book an 8 out of 10. If you don't like historical fiction, then don't even read it, because you will not like this book at all. Thanks for watching, and give the book The Lions of Little Rock by Kristen Levine a chance. I hope you enjoy it.
Created using Powtoon.